My daughter, listen to me. Please, I need you to hear my voice right now. Do not scroll past this. I am begging you with all the love a father carries for his child. The enemy is trying to trick you, and I need you to stay awake. There is a fog of confusion settling around your mind, a heavy exhaustion that is not just physical, but deeply spiritual. You feel it, don't you? You feel that strange, cold heaviness pulling at your spirit, whispering that you should just give up, that you should just step back, that nothing you do matters anyway. That is not your own thought, my beautiful daughter. That is a carefully placed lie, a snare set right in front of your feet, and I cannot let you walk into it blindly. I see how incredibly tired you are. I see the nights you have spent overthinking until your head aches and your heart races. I see how you have been carrying burdens that I never asked you to carry. You are trying to figure everything out on your own, trying to anticipate every problem, trying to protect yourself from getting hurt again. But in your exhaustion, your spiritual eyes have become heavy. You are drifting to sleep on a battlefield, my child. The enemy knows he cannot destroy you by force because my hand is upon you. So instead, he is trying to drain you. He is trying to make you so tired, so overwhelmed and so confused that you slowly walk away from the very blessing saying, I am about to hand to you. He wants you to surrender your peace. He wants you to doubt your worth. He wants you to believe that my silence means my absence. You think this is just a normal season of stress. You think this is just life being difficult. But I am interrupting you today to tell you that this is a spiritual attack designed to steal your focus. The enemy is terrified of the woman you are becoming. He is terrified of the breakthrough that is standing right at your door. He knows that if you stay awake just a little longer, if you hold on to my hand just a little tighter, you will step into a season of unprecedented grace and restoration. So he is throwing every distraction, every doubt, and every past insecurity at you to make you stumble. Please, daughter, open your eyes. Shake off the heaviness. I am here to wake you up with my love. I am here to clear the fog from your mind. Do not let go of my hand. I have so much more to show you, so much truth to reveal about what is actually happening behind the scenes of your life. Stay with me. Let my words anchor your restless soul. Let me pull back the veil right now, my daughter, and show you exactly how the enemy is trying to trick you. He does not always come with loud storms or obvious disasters. He knows you would recognize those immediately and run to me. Instead, he comes as a quiet whisper in your weakest, most vulnerable moments. He waits until you are lying in bed in the dark, staring at the ceiling, feeling the heavy weight of the day, and then he softly suggests that you are not enough. He tells you that your prayers are just bouncing off the ceiling. He points to the delays in your life and cruelties of the world, and he calls them my denials. He takes the natural waiting season I have placed you in for your own protection, and he twists it, convincing you that you have been completely forgotten by heaven. Do you recognize this voice? It is the voice that highlights every perceived flaw every time you look in the mirror. It is the voice that makes you replay conversations from days or years ago, overthinking every word you said, making you feel foolish, awkward, or rejected. He is trying to isolate you, my precious child. He wants you to build massive walls around your heart, not just to keep others out, but to keep my healing love from reaching the deepest, most bruised parts of your soul. He wants you to believe that the people who betrayed or abandoned you in the past are proof that you are fundamentally unlovable. That is a cruel, calculated lie designed to steal your joy. I see the tears you swallow down when you are around others. I see how incredibly hard you try to keep a smile on your face, so that no one asks you what is wrong. You are wearing a heavy mask of strength because you think if you let it slip, even for a second, you will completely fall apart and never recover. But you do not have to wear that mask with me. The enemy wants you to feel ashamed of your emotional exhaustion, but I look at your exhaustion and I feel only an overwhelming, fatherly compassion. I know how hard you have fought just to get out of bed on the days when your spirit felt absolutely crushed. While the enemy was busy telling you that your pain was destroying you, I was quietly using it to refine you. He thought he was breaking you down to nothing, but he was only breaking the false foundations in your life so I could rebuild you on solid rock. Every time he tried to push you into the dark, I was right there, wrapping my arms around you. You felt the chill of his lies, but you did not realize my light was shielding your core. Stay awake to this truth, my daughter. Do not let him convince you that you are losing the battle, because your victory was already written by my hand before your pain even began. I need you to understand exactly why the attack has been so heavy lately, my daughter. The enemy does not waste his arrows on empty targets. He is not fighting you because you are weak. He is fighting you because of the immense power, light, and purpose that I have carefully placed inside your soul. You are standing on the very edge of a massive spiritual shift, a breakthrough so beautiful and profound that it absolutely terrifies the darkness. The enemy sees the doors I am about to open for you, and he knows he does not have the authority to lock them. So his only tactic left is deception. His only weapon is to trick you into walking away from those doors yourself. He wants to make the hallway feel so incredibly dark, and the waiting season feels so unbearable that you simply sit down and surrender just moments before the handle turns. I saw you recently when you felt like you had absolutely nothing left to give. I saw the silent, heavy frustration when you looked up and thought, why is everything so hard? Why does every single step forward feel like such a brutal battle? That is the friction of the shift, my child. It is the desperate resistance of the old season trying to hold you back from the extraordinary new season I have prepared for you. The enemy wants you to look at this resistance and interpret it as my rejection. He wants you to believe that the closed doors you faced recently were punishments, when in reality they were my divine protection. I was shutting doors that would have led you into rooms far too small for the magnificent blessing I am carrying toward you. Do not let the enemy rewrite your story in your mind. He will try to convince you that your past mistakes have disqualified you from my grace. But my grace is not a fragile thing that shatters when you stumble. I have covered every mistake, every misstep, and every moment of doubt with a love so fierce it would shake the earth. He wants you to look at your scars and feel shame, isolating yourself from the world. But I look at those exact same scars, and I see the beautiful, breathtaking resilience of a warrior who survived the fire because I was walking through the flames right beside her. Stay awake to my truth, my precious daughter. You are not a victim of your circumstances, and you are never at the mercy of the enemy's tricks. You are the apple of my eye, fiercely shielded by my hand. When the heavy, anxious thoughts come to you tonight, do not entertain them. Do not invite the enemy's whispers to sit at your table. Instead, take a deep breath and let my unexplainable peace settle over your tired mind. The breakthrough is not just coming, it is already in motion. Keep your eyes fixed on me, hold your ground, and watch how I will turn this entirely around for your good. Let me speak directly to the silent fear that grips your chest when you think about your future, my daughter. The enemy has been working tirelessly to convince you that you have somehow missed your window. He whispers in the quiet moments that you are too far behind, that your past mistakes have permanently derailed the beautiful plan I originally had for your life. He points to the people around you, tricking you into comparing your painful, behind-the-scenes struggles with their highlighted victories. He wants you to look at your current season and feel a deep, paralyzing sense of panic, a false, heavy urgency that makes you believe you have already failed and that the best parts of your life are behind you. But I am the creator of time itself, my precious child. I am not bound by human calendars, ticking clocks, or the harsh expectations of this world. The enemy wants you to panic, but I am urgently asking you to rest in my sovereign timing. Every detour you thought you took, every delay that broke your heart, and every seemingly wasted year was actually being carefully gathered by my hands to be repurposed for your ultimate good. The enemy tried to use those painful years to bury you, to make you feel completely suffocated by regret, but I was using them to plant you deeply into my grace. You have not missed your purpose. You are not behind in life. You are exactly where I need you to be for the magnificent unveiling of what comes next. I see the moments when you look in the mirror and wonder if you are truly enough. You see your flaws, your overwhelming fatigue, and your past. The enemy acts as a relentless accuser, holding up a magnifying glass to every single imperfection, trying to trick you into believing that I am disappointed in you. My daughter, I need you to hear this loud and clear. I have never looked at you with disappointment. Never. When I look at you, I see a radiant, chosen, and deeply loved warrior who has continued to seek my face even when her heart was entirely shattered. I see a faith that has been violently tested in the fire and has come out as pure gold. You are a masterpiece that I am still carefully crafting. Stay awake to your true identity. Do not let the father of lies dictate how you view the beautiful soul I created. When the trick of comparison or the dark lie of unworthiness tries to creep into your mind today, I want you to literally speak out loud. I am a chosen daughter of the Most High, and my Father is not finished with my story. The enemy absolutely cannot stand the sound of your voice when it is aligned with my truth. He covers his ears and flees in terror when you begin to declare your worth in me. You are fully equipped for this battle because I am the impenetrable shield that surrounds you. Breathe deeply, my child. The trick has been exposed, the illusion is breaking, and my truth is setting you free right now. Listen closely to my heartbeat right now, my beautiful daughter. I need to talk to you about the people and the situations that broke your trust. The enemy loves to use your past pain as a weapon against your present peace. He replays the memories of those who abandoned you, those who misunderstood you, and those who carelessly mishandled your fragile heart. He uses these painful echoes to trick you into believing that everyone will eventually leave you, and even worse, that you somehow deserve to be left. He wants you to build a fortress of isolation, disguised as self-protection, so that you never experience the profound, healing connections I am trying to send into your life. But you must stay awake and see this deception for what it truly is. The people who walked away from you did not leave because you were fundamentally flawed or unworthy of love. They left because they were absolutely incapable of holding the immense value and bright light that I placed inside of you. I allowed those doors to close, and I allowed those individuals to walk away because I am fiercely protective of your future. I was removing the chaotic, confusing noise from your life so that you could finally hear my gentle, steady voice calling you back home to my embrace. The enemy wants you to mourn those losses as if they were punishments, but I am asking you to see them as my divine rescues. I know you feel the lingering ache of those sudden goodbyes. I know there are days when the heavy grief of what could have been sits on your chest and makes it hard to breathe. The trick of the enemy is to make you believe that because it hurts, it must mean you are broken beyond repair. My precious child, Your tears do not mean you are defeated. They just mean you have a deeply tender heart that is in the necessary process of healing. I am actively collecting every single one of those silent tears. I am taking the shattered, jagged pieces of your trust and I am putting them back together, bound not with fragile human promises, but with my unbreakable, eternal grace. Do not let the enemy convince you that your story ends in the ashes of rejection. He desperately wants you to stay lying in the dust of your past, replaying your painful memories on an endless loop. But I am extending my hand right now to pull you up into the light. The restoration I am bringing into your life will be so magnificently complete that you will eventually look back at this exact season of heartbreak and realize it was the very catalyst that pushed you into my sovereign protection. Stay awake, my daughter. The pain was merely a chapter, but the glorious, breathtaking redemption is your entire destiny. I need you to hear me clearly right now, my daughter, concerning the heavy, suffocating feeling of your ordinary days. The enemy is actively trying to trick you into believing that your life is completely insignificant, that your daily struggles are unseen, and that you are just fading into the background of a loud, chaotic world. He uses the repetitive, exhausting nature of your days to breed a deep spiritual apathy within your heart. He wants you to look at your routine, at the quiet sacrifices you make for others, at the unseen tasks you perform, and whisper to yourself, "Does any of this even matter? Does anyone even see me?" Stay awake, my precious child. This is a highly calculated deception designed specifically to crush your beautiful spirit and steal your sense of divine purpose. I see you. I see every single detail of your life. I see the mornings when you pull yourself out of bed, even though your soul feels incredibly heavy and your mind is racing. I see the incredible patience you show when you feel like breaking down. I see the silent, desperate prayers you breathe out while you are just walking through a room, working or driving in your car. The enemy desperately wants you to believe that I only pay attention to the grand, loud moments of faith, but I am intimately woven into the quiet, unseen fabric of your everyday life. You are never, not even for a fraction of a second, invisible to me. When you feel entirely overlooked and forgotten by the world around you, remember that you have the undivided, fiercely loving attention of the Creator of the universe. The enemy's trick is to make you measure your worth by human standards of success. He wants you to measure yourself by the applause of people who do not know your heart, or by the milestones you feel you haven't yet reached. He constantly points to your seemingly empty hands and tries to convince you that you have failed my plan. But my daughter, your worth is not measured by what you produce or what you can hold up for the world to applaud. Your worth was forever settled the very moment I breathed life into your lungs. You are entirely enough simply because you are mine. The enemy's desperate, cruel goal is to make you tirelessly strive for a love and approval that you already possess in absolute abundance from me. Do not let the physical fatigue of the mundane lull you into a spiritual sleep. Shake off the dark lie of insignificance. You are walking through this specific quiet season because I am building a profound, unshakable endurance within your soul. The quiet obedience you are practicing right now, the simple act of trusting me when you see no evidence of change, is violently shaking the spiritual realm. Your silent, tear-stained prayers are moving mountains you cannot yet see. Stay awake to the majestic reality of who you are. The enemy wants you to look down at your tired feet in defeat, but I am gently lifting your chin to show you the glorious horizon. You are an essential, deeply cherished part of my design, and your breakthrough is blooming in the very places you thought were completely barren. Listen to the quietness of my voice right now, my precious daughter. I need to talk to you about the chaotic noise that has been entirely consuming your mind lately. The enemy is currently using your own thoughts as his primary battleground. He is actively trying to trick you into believing that every worst-case scenario playing out in your head is a glimpse of reality, when in truth it is nothing but a carefully crafted illusion of fear. He knows you have a brilliant, deeply caring mind that naturally wants to solve problems, prepare for the future, and protect those you love. So, he takes that beautiful trait and maliciously twists it, spinning it into an endless, exhausting cycle of overthinking. He keeps you awake late at night, forcing you to rehearse conversations that haven't even happened, and dreading tragedies that I have already shielded you from. Stay awake to this specific deception, my child. Confusion and panic are never the languages I use to speak to your heart. When I lead you with a profound, unshakable peace, even if the path ahead is completely unknown. The heavy, spiraling anxiety sitting on your chest right now is the enemy's desperate attempt to paralyze your faith. He wants you to be so violently consumed by the what-ifs of tomorrow that you completely miss the grace, the provision, and the miracles I have placed in your hands today. He wants you to carry the crushing weight of the future, a weight that your fragile human shoulders were never ever designed to bear. I am extending my hand to take that heavy burden from you right now. I need you to consciously surrender your deep need to figure everything out. The trick of the enemy is to make you believe that surrender is a form of weakness, vulnerability, or defeat. But in my kingdom, surrender is the ultimate act of courageous spiritual warfare. When you release your grip and say, "Lord, I do not understand this, but I trust you," you immediately strip the enemy of all his power over your mind. You completely shatter his illusions of control, and you step directly into my divine, sovereign shelter. You do not have to have all the answers, my daughter, because you are fiercely held by the one who holds the entire universe. Do not let the darkness convince you that your anxious, racing thoughts are the undeniable truth. When your mind feels like a raging storm, I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and whisper my name. Breathe in my profound peace, and forcefully exhale the toxic lies of the enemy. I am actively calming the raging waters of your mind, even as you listen to these words. The heavy spiritual fog is finally beginning to lift, and my brilliant, warm light is breaking through the dark clouds of your anxiety. Stay awake, stay deeply anchored in my unwavering love, and watch how my perfect peace will aggressively guard your beautiful, weary heart. Listen to the gentleness in my voice right now, my daughter. I need to expose another deeply hidden trap the enemy has laid on your path. He is actively trying to trick you by violently dragging up the ghosts of your past. He loves to stand as a cruel accuser, holding up a meticulously detailed record of every mistake you have ever made, every time you stumbled, every time your heart chose the wrong path, and every time you fell short of your own expectations. He uses this heavy, suffocating blanket of shame to convince you that you are fundamentally disqualified from the beautiful, abundant life I have prepared for you. He whispers in the quiet moments that because you are imperfect, my sacred promises simply no longer apply to you. Stay awake to this devastating lie, my precious child. The enemy wants you to live your entire life looking backward, completely paralyzed by regret, because he knows that if you ever truly look forward and see the magnificent future I have designed for you, you would become absolutely unstoppable. He wants you to define your worth by your hardest seasons, your lowest moments, and your deepest regrets. But I do not define you by the times you fell. I define you by the profound, breathtaking grace that gently picked you up. When I look at your past, I do not see a shameful record of failures. I see the exact places where my mercy was most powerfully and beautifully displayed in your life. I need you to stop agreeing with the accuser. Every time you shrink back in shame, every time you tell yourself that you are unworthy of my blessings because of your history, you are essentially agreeing with the enemy's trick. You are letting the darkness rewrite your sacred identity. But your identity is not rooted in your human perfection. It is firmly, unshakably rooted in my perfect love for you. The grace I poured out for you was not a partial payment. It covered absolutely everything. The enemy wants to keep you living in a prison with an unlocked door, convincing you that you deserve to stay in the dark. Do not let the darkness trick you into living a small, hidden life out of a false sense of guilt. I have already cast your missteps as far as the east is from the west. Why are you still carrying a heavy, exhausting burden that I have already completely dismantled? I am calling you out of the shadows of your past right now. Lift your head, my beautiful daughter. The enemy's trick is entirely broken the very moment you accept that my grace is infinitely larger than your history. Step fully into my warm light today, completely unburdened, beautifully forgiven, and profoundly loved. Come closer to me right now, my beautiful daughter. I need to speak directly to the deep, aching exhaustion that has settled into your very bones. The enemy is actively trying to trick you by twisting your natural human weariness into a spiritual condemnation. He waits until you are completely drained, when you have given absolutely everything you have to your family, your work, your responsibilities, and your daily battles. And then he softly whispers that your fatigue is actually a failure of your faith. He wants you to desperately believe that if you were truly trusting me, you would never feel tired, you would never cry, and you would never feel overwhelmed. Stay awake to this incredibly cruel and manipulative lie, my child. Your exhaustion is not a sin, and it is certainly not a sign that my presence has left you. It is simply proof that you are human, and it is proof that you have been fiercely fighting a heavy spiritual battle on multiple fronts. I do not look at your weariness with disappointment or judgment. When I see you struggling to find your footing, when I see you trying to simply keep your eyes open after a long day of silent, internal struggling, my heart is completely moved with the deepest, most profound, fatherly compassion. The enemy desperately wants you to push yourself until you completely break, tricking you into a toxic cycle of endless striving, where you try to constantly prove your worth through your sheer endurance. He wants you to believe that you must constantly perform your strength for me to bless you. But my precious daughter, I never asked you to wear this impossibly heavy armor all by yourself. I never asked you to be entirely unbroken or perfectly invincible. The trick of the darkness is to make you desperately hide your weakness from me out of fear and shame. He tells you to fix yourself before you come to me. But your weakness is the exact place where my magnificent, supernatural strength is perfectly designed to enter your life. I am urgently asking you to completely stop striving right now. Stop trying to be the unshakable rock for everyone else while you are crumbling inside. Stop trying to hold the entire world together with your delicate, bruised hands. It is okay to be weak. It is perfectly, completely safe to fall apart in my arms. Do not let the enemy convince you that needing rest is a sign of spiritual defeat. Even the bravest warriors must eventually lay down their heavy swords and allow their deep wounds to be gently bound. I am offering you a profound, divine rest today, a sacred rest that the chaotic world cannot give and the enemy absolutely cannot steal. Lean the full, crushing weight of your tired soul against my chest right now. Let me carry the impossible burdens you have been dragging behind you for months. The battle does not belong to you. It belongs to me. Stay awake to my absolute truth. Your only job right now is to simply breathe, to rest securely in my unwavering love, and to quietly let me restore your beautifully exhausted spirit. My daughter, Let me show you the ultimate secret. The enemy is desperately terrified you will discover. The fiercest, most violent resistance you will ever face in your spiritual journey always comes exactly moments before your greatest breakthrough. The enemy is heavily attacking your mind, your energy, and your peace right now, not because you are losing, but because you are agonizingly close to winning. He can see the magnificent dawn that is about to break over the horizon of your life, and his only hope is to make you surrender in the final, agonizing moments of the dark. He is trying to trick you into dropping your hands, completely giving up on your prayers, right before I place the miraculous answer into your waiting palms. I need you to stay awake and recognize the rhythm of this battle. When the shadows feel the absolute heaviest, when the silence feels entirely deafening, and when the urge to just quit and walk away is screaming in your ears, that is the undeniable spiritual indicator that the tide is about to permanently turn. The enemy wants you to interpret this intense pressure as a sign of permanent defeat. He points to the towering walls in front of you and whispers that they will never, ever fall. But my precious child, those walls are not made of stone. They are made of brittle lies, and they are already structurally failing under the immense, unstoppable weight of my glory. I saw the moment just recently when you silently wept, completely ready to throw in the towel. You thought to yourself, I just cannot fight this anymore. It is simply too hard, and I am too broken. But even as you whispered those words of defeat, I was actively dispatching angels to aggressively surround your fragile heart. I was shifting circumstances in the spiritual realm that you could not see, moving people into place, and aligning resources for your sudden, beautiful rescue. The enemy's trick is to make you focus entirely on your own exhausted strength, rather than my infinite, inexhaustible power. You do not need to figure out how the walls will fall. You only need to remain standing in faith long enough to watch them crumble to the ground. Do not let the darkness steal the harvest you have diligently watered with your bitter tears. You have faithfully endured the grueling, painful season of planting. You have survived the brutal cold winter of isolation and waiting. Do not walk away from the field just as the very first green shoots of restoration are breaking through the hard, dry soil. Lift your tired eyes, my beautiful, resilient warrior. The shift you have been desperately praying for is no longer just a distant, abstract promise. It is an imminent, tangible reality. Stay awake, hold your ground fiercely, and prepare your heart to receive the breathtaking grace that is already rushing toward you. Listen to me very carefully right now, my beautiful daughter. I need to expose one of the most subtle and deceptive tricks the enemy will try to use against you in this exact moment. Now that you are standing on the very edge of your breakthrough, he knows he cannot stop the blessing I am bringing into your life. So, instead of trying to stop my hand, he is going to try to trick you into pushing the blessing away. He is going to aggressively attack your ability to simply receive. He wants to plant a toxic seed of suspicion in your heart, whispering that this new season of peace is temporary, that it is too good to be true, and that you are just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Stay awake to this quiet deception, my child. The enemy wants you to live in a constant state of hypervigilance, completely unable to enjoy the beautiful fruit of the harvest I am handing to you. He wants you to look at the new doors opening, the new relationships forming, or the new peace settling over your mind, and feel absolute panic instead of gratitude. He tries to convince you that because you have experienced so much pain, loss, and betrayal in your past, tragedy is the only thing you are truly meant to experience. He wants you to violently self-sabotage the very prayers I am answering right now, because deep down he has tricked you into believing you do not actually deserve to be happy or entirely safe. I need you to forcefully reject this lie today. Do not let the trauma of your past seasons dictate how you receive the profound grace of your new season. I did not bring you through the brutal fire, hold you through the darkest nights, and meticulously rebuild your shattered heart just to give you a fragile, temporary blessing. The restoration I am bringing to you is not an illusion. It is a permanent, divine shift in your destiny. The enemy wants you to tightly hold your breath in fear, constantly bracing for impact and waiting for everything to fall apart. But I am telling you to finally, deeply exhale. It is perfectly safe to trust the good things I am doing in your life right now. You must give yourself permission to be entirely, unapologetically blessed. When the enemy whispers that you are not worthy of this sudden favor, I want you to boldly remind him that your worthiness was never based on your human perfection. It is firmly anchored in my unconditional love for you. You do not have to strive to earn the miracles I am placing in your hands. You only have to open your hands and gently receive them. Do not look for hidden traps in the beautiful gifts I am bringing you. Stay awake, my precious daughter. The season of agonizing survival is officially coming to an end, and your glorious season of thriving is here. Step out of the shadows, step into the joy I have prepared for you, and absolutely refuse to let the darkness steal your peace for one more second. Listen to the power and authority in my voice right now, my beautiful daughter. I need to reveal exactly how the enemy has been trying to silence you, because he is absolutely terrified of the weapon I placed inside your mouth. For so long, he has been actively trying to trick you into fighting this heavy spiritual battle entirely on the defensive. He wants you to just crouch down in the trenches, bracing for the next hit, merely trying to survive another day. He whispers that you are too small, too broken, and too exhausted to make any real difference in the spiritual realm. He wants you to believe that your prayers are just desperate, empty words bouncing off a brass ceiling, completely unheard and entirely ineffective. Stay awake to this deeply crippling deception, my child. The darkness does not want you to realize the sheer magnificent power of your own voice. The enemy knows that life and death are quite literally in the power of your tongue, so he works tirelessly to keep you quiet. He uses the heavy weight of your daily struggles to make you complain, to make you speak words of defeat over your own future, or to make you completely silent in your suffering. He wants you to passively accept the fear, the anxiety, and the chaos as your permanent reality. He wants you to silently agree with the storm instead of commanding the wind and the waves to cease. But I am calling you to rise up and step fully into your divine authority today. You are not a helpless victim waiting for the next blow. You are a fiercely loved daughter of the Most High King, fully equipped with my unbreakable authority. When you open your mouth and speak my sacred promises out loud into the empty air of your room, you are not just making noise. You are actively shifting the spiritual atmosphere. You are aggressively pushing back the heavy darkness. You are commanding angels to move on your behalf. The enemy's trick is to make you look at the massive mountain, standing in your way, and silently weep in defeat. But I am telling you to stop crying over the mountain and start speaking directly to it. Do not let the father of lies keep your most powerful weapon sheathed in silence. I know your voice shakes right now. I know you feel incredibly weak and tired, but my magnificent power is completely perfected in your human weakness. Even a fragile, tear-soaked whisper of, "I trust you, Lord," is an explosive, terrifying sound to the kingdom of darkness. I am urgently asking you to change your vocabulary today. Stop merely talking to me about how big your problems are, and start boldly talking to your problems about how big your God is. Stay awake, my precious warrior. Open your mouth, declare my unconditional victory over your life, and absolutely refuse to be silenced by the enemy's illusions for one more second. Listen to me very carefully right now, my beautiful daughter. I need to expose another incredibly cruel illusion that the enemy has been carefully weaving around your mind. He is using his most manipulative tactics to trick you into feeling and acting like a spiritual orphan, a lonely traveler who has to constantly fight, scrape, and beg for every tiny ounce of love and peace in a cold, indifferent world. He constantly whispers in your ear that no one is truly standing up to protect you, that if you do not carry the weight of everything on your own shoulders, your entire life will completely collapse. He desperately wants you to live in a perpetual state of exhausting survival, always on the defensive, always anxious, and never ever allowing yourself to relinquish control. But you must wake up and recognize this deception, my little girl. The spectacular truth that the enemy is absolutely terrified you will discover is that you are not alone, and you are certainly not an orphan. You are the royal daughter of the Most High King, the one who holds the entire universe in the palm of his hand. The enemy wants you to believe that you are only worthy of the leftover crumbs of happiness. He wants you to slowly compromise, accepting meager relationships, mediocre situations, and poor treatment as if that is all you deserve. He wants you to bow your head in resignation, manipulating your mind so you completely forget the original breathtaking value that I personally placed inside of you before the foundations of the world were even laid. I am calling you to stand up straight today. Shake off that heavy, tattered cloak of insecurity, inferiority, and fear that the enemy has secretly draped over your shoulders for so long. I have already prepared a magnificent, overflowing banquet for you, right in the presence of your enemies, yet you are allowing his dark deception to make you scavenge for crumbs of doubt and despair under the table. Do not let the darkness diminish your profound worth. For one more second, the crown of grace, peace and righteousness has been firmly placed on your head, and I assure you, no dark force has the authority to strip it away. Whenever that heavy, suffocating feeling of loneliness rises up to crush your chest, whenever the enemy's voice repeats that you are worthless, a burden and forever forgotten, I want you to simply close your eyes. Take a deep breath and feel my strong, unwavering arms tightly wrapping around you, right in this very moment. You are the rightful heir to my greatest promises. You are fiercely protected by armies of angels that your physical eyes cannot see. The curse has been shattered, and the deception is entirely broken. Step completely out of the mindset of an exhausted, wounded survivor, and begin to live with the magnificent authority, confidence, and perfect peace of a daughter who is loved by me with an eternal, unfading love. Stay awake, my daughter, for my radiant light is shining gloriously over your life. Listen to the warmth in my voice right now, my precious daughter. I need to gently prepare your heart for the sheer magnitude of what is about to happen next. The enemy has tried tirelessly to trick you into fearing the future, but I am asking you to violently hope again. You have spent so much time in the quiet, lonely waiting room of your life, wondering if your name would ever be called. The darkness whispered that you were skipped over, that I had given your blessing to someone else, who was stronger, better, or more perfectly prepared. But stay awake to this beautiful, undeniable truth. Your blessing was never delayed. It was being meticulously customized for your exact destiny. I was not making you wait to punish you. I was giving the fragile soil of your heart the necessary time to deepen so it could actually sustain the massive roots of the harvest I am bringing. I see the deep hesitation in your spirit. You have been painfully disappointed so many times that simply hoping again feels incredibly dangerous. You are terrified to get your hopes up because you do not think your tired heart can survive another devastating crash. The enemy wants you to build a heavy shield out of pessimism, tricking you into believing that expecting absolutely nothing is the safest way to live. He wants you to numb your desires, to completely stop dreaming, and to quietly settle for a dull, safe, predictable existence. But my beautiful daughter, you were not created to just safely tiptoe through life until you reach heaven. You were created to absolutely thrive, to dream wildly, and to pull my kingdom down to earth with your radical faith. I am calling you to drop that heavy shield of low expectations today. It is time to start dreaming with me again. I want you to literally begin making room for the miracle in your practical life. When you ask me for rain, do not just sit in the house anxiously worrying about the drought. I need you to step outside and open your umbrella. That is what true active faith looks like. The enemy wants you to passively wait to see if I will act, but I am urgently asking you to actively prepare as if I already have. The glorious shift in your life is not going to come with a loud warning siren. It is going to happen suddenly, beautifully, and overwhelmingly. Do not let the trauma of your past disappointments steal the breathtaking joy of your present anticipation. I am actively breathing fresh life back into the dead, dormant dreams buried deep inside your weary soul. You are going to feel a sudden, unexplainable surge of divine energy, clarity, and creativity over these next few days. That is not an accident. That is my Holy Spirit waking you up and equipping you for the new season. Stay awake, my chosen child. The bitter winter of your soul is completely over. The heavy ice is thawing. The beautiful, vibrant spring of your life is officially breaking through the frozen ground, and I need your heart fully open, entirely expectant, and absolutely ready to receive the extraordinary things I am about to pour out. Listen to my final words for you today, my beautiful daughter. The time I asked of you is now complete, but my presence with you is absolutely eternal. You are finally stepping out of the cold, heavy shadows and into the glorious, radiant light I have meticulously prepared for you. The enemy's subtle tricks have been completely exposed. The heavy chains of your anxiety have been violently shattered, and the thick fog of your confusion has permanently lifted. You are awake now. You are fully, beautifully awake to your true identity, your immeasurable worth, and your breathtaking destiny. The season of merely surviving is officially behind you, and your magnificent season of thriving begins right in this exact moment. I am permanently sealing these words inside the deepest parts of your heart right now. The darkness will inevitably try to return tomorrow to steal the profound peace you feel right now. The enemy will try to whisper that this was just a fleeting emotion, a temporary comfort, and that nothing has actually changed in your physical reality. But you must fiercely, aggressively protect what I have just planted inside your spirit. You must stand incredibly tall and remind the darkness that you are a royal daughter of the Most High King, and you are absolutely no longer playing small. You are no longer accepting the lies. You are no longer bowing down to fear. Your spiritual eyes are wide open, and the illusion is broken forever. If you truly receive this prophetic word today, if you can physically feel my heavy, warm, undeniable peace settling over your tired, weary soul, I want you to actively declare it right now. Type "Jesus, I trust you" or "Amen" in the comments below. Let that simple action be your bold stone of remembrance, a physical, visible declaration to the spiritual realm that you have clearly heard my voice today, and that you are fiercely choosing my ultimate truth over the enemy's cheap tricks. I also ask you to share this message with another weary soul who is exhausted and desperately needs to be awakened. There is someone else out there silently crying in the dark right now, completely unaware that the exact rescue they are praying for is hidden inside this message you are about to send them. You are my vessel of light to them. Go forward now, with your head held high, my precious child. Do not spend another second looking back at the bitter ashes of your past. Keep your eyes firmly fixed on the beautiful, vibrant horizon I am actively painting for you. I am walking directly ahead of you to clear the dangerous path. I am walking right beside you to tightly hold your hand, and I am walking fiercely behind you to guard your back against any attack. You are fiercely loved beyond human comprehension. You are completely, beautifully forgiven. You are entirely, wonderfully whole. Now take a deep breath and step boldly, unapologetically into your brand new season, my daughter. The agonizing wait is officially over, and your glorious, breathtaking breakthrough has finally arrived. I love you.